world. We come to appeal for redress on behalf of Trayvon Martin and the Trayvon Martins of our society. Yes, sir. We appeal because we do not want what happened post the Rodney King verdict to potentially happen today. Our anger is at a certain level. Our anguish is at a certain level. We're beyond sick and tired. We're just plain tired.
This is representative of the power that lies within you. Yes. We are not an organization. We don't have a list of fancy credentials, but what we lacked in credentials, we made up for in passion. And every single person here, can represent Trayvon Martin's family. Yes, Lord. What they're going through, what they're experiencing is incomprehensible, disgusting, cruel, and evil. It is up to us to take a stand. We have to make sure that this is a shot heard around the world. I just want to take this opportunity to ask you guys to lift your Skittles up in the air. If you don't have your Skittles, lift up your iced tea. If you don't have your iced tea, lift up a fist. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Yes. And I want you to look, I want you to turn to your neighbor. You repeat after me. Neighbor? Neighbor. They gonna learn today. They gonna learn today. All right, all right, all right.
You see, what has happened is that racism has become so insidious, and when you mix guns with race and racism, you're bound to have a disaster happen. And sisters and brothers, one thing that we know is that folks are used to shooting down black folk and never going to jail. We know the history around that, but we're here to say that enough is enough. It is a brand new day in America. We're going to stand up and we're going to stand shoulder to shoulder with one another, and we're not going to let anybody die in vain. Are you ready to stand up? Are you ready to stand up? You see, we understand what is going on. You got more black folks in prison, filling the jailhouse up, making sure that private corporations run the jailhouse. So if you don't shoot us down on the street, you lock us up and put us to work in a private corporation that runs the prison. More black folks in jail than ever before. Over 2 million folk in jail. We incarcerate more people than any other country in the world, and the majority that's in the jailhouse are people of color. Something's wrong with that picture. You see, you're shot down or you're enslaved in a new paradigm, because all those corporations, they work black boys and black women for dimes a day and make their families pay for it. We got to start saying enough is enough, because the reality is that they remove us from the population or they shoot us down. Yes. Shoot us down. But we're saying today that we're never, ever going to be quiet or silent or passive or apathetic. We will shake this entire nation. We aim for justice to take place. We aim for every life, young black life, middle-aged black life, old black life. We aim for it to be respected and not neglected or disregarded or kicked around. Sisters and brothers, we got to continue to turn out day after day until there's justice for Trayvon Martin, and so that there's justice for every man and woman and child in our society. Are you ready to stand up? Let this be the moment. Let this be the moment that we truly say enough is enough. and we don't go back home and sit down, but we use our feet, our hands, our arms, our minds to shake up this country and let folks know, yes, we're here to stay, we ain't going nowhere, you better get used to it, and we better get used to it. God bless you, God bless you, continue to struggle.
Trayvon Martin died because we do not come together, because we do not speak out and let the community know that discrimination and racism is alive in this country, and we will not tolerate it. Let me hear everybody say no justice, no peace. No justice, no peace. No justice, no peace. No justice, no peace. No justice, no peace.
Who will cry for this little boy who the world has come to know? Who will cry for this little boy made to reap where he did not sow? Who will cry for Trayvon Martin? Will you?
Yes! Yes! Enough is enough! Yes!
Ladies and gentlemen, Brother Christoph Jenkins.
I stand before you, like many of you out there today, a mother raising a black male child. A mother who has the burden of teaching my child each and every day those things he needs to know to perhaps one day save his life. But I stand before you knowing that there is no amount of motherly advice. There is no amount of wisely held counsel. There is no attire that could have saved Trayvon Martin from being chased and shot dead in the middle of the street.
As he pulled out his gun and yelled, "Help, help, somebody help me, please." My life flashed before my eyes. He had just hunted me down like I was his prey, and now it was time for him to kill me. I yelled help a couple of more times, but no one came to rescue me. Then boom! Suddenly I'm standing outside of my own body.
Trayvon will never be called a husband. He will never have the privilege of hearing a child call him daddy. A life with so much promise snatched from us, cut short, ripped away. Why? Because he looked suspicious. Because he had a hoodie on.
We're standing in the backdrop of the nation's capital in the district building, and we've come to tell the world we're not gonna take it anymore. Enough is enough. We're standing today in the rain, in the backdrop of the district building, in the nation's capital, and we've come to say God is a God of justice, and when one of us hurt, all of us hurt, and we say today, enough is enough. We put on our hoodies.
Put your hoodies on.
And I tell you, as you put your hoodie on, you better watch your back.
Can you imagine in the state of Florida where they have a law that if you even think that you're threatening to me, I can pull out a gun and shoot him? Now, what do you think would have happened if Trayvon would have felt threatened and he would have shot Zimmerman, and Zimmerman would have been in the morgue?
Your education is the most important thing you can have. It's the one thing that nobody can take from you. It's the one thing that gives you power. And I think that if anything we can learn from this Trayvon Martin situation is that we need power. And so to all my high school students, my middle school students, my elementary school students that see me, you need to go to college. You need to get your education. You need to aspire to be more than America's next top model, more than the next Jay-Z, Kanye West. And we all need to do whatever we can to achieve power.
It is tragic that Trayvon Martin was killed. It's just as tragic when a black man or a black woman gets killed at the hand of another black person. It is just as tragic. Since I graduated high school in this city, thousands of people, most of whom look like me, have been murdered in this city. We need the same righteous indignation when a black man kills a black man or a black man kills a black woman as when a white man kills a black man. All of our lives, black, white, no matter who we are just as valuable. So I'm going to put out a challenge. Make a call for a murder-free D.C., for a murder-free PG County, for a murder-free Detroit, for a murder-free Miami, that nobody gets killed in this town. And we had a motto: one murder is one murder too many.
Ladies and gentlemen, what are we going to do when the Facebook hype ends? What are we going to do when the Twitter hashtags stop being about Trayvon Martin? I'll tell you what we're going to do. For once, we're going to roll up our sleeves and get to work. Get to work with changing this country.
Everybody, put your hoods on. As we put our hoods on, do me a favor. Everybody grab somebody's hand and raise your hands up high. Raise your hand up high. Raise your hand up high. Black, white, Asian, Chinese, Hispanic, Aryan, I don't care. Every race that's out here right now in front of Freedom Plaza,